dirty ass mirror. Needs to be cleaned. Hair's looking crazy. So we're getting ready to go to the gym. And my nose is dirty. Pardon me. I have some considerably light pause squats on the menu, hoping that they're manageable. Feeling very light. I'll explain why later. Have to get ready to go catch the bus to go to the gym because I don't have a car right now. Normally that wouldn't be an issue, but because of where I live and it's hot as sweaty balls, not exciting. But I'm excited to get this session in because these squats have been going really well. Today, excited to see where they are. Wearing my Godzilla shirt because I'm feeling like a fucking monstrous badass. But we'll see what happens. We made it to the gym. I have not taken my sunglasses off yet because I'm douchey. I just haven't had a chance to yet. I'm going to put this bar somewhere else. And then I'm going to put on my regular glasses. I'm not going to leave that there. So, yeah. It was crazy hot getting here, as I imagined it would be. I'm already sweating my ass off, which is fine because I actually sweat a lot anyway. Normally I would do what I have programmed today in one of the power cages, but the power cages are both full. And what I try to kind of stay consistent with is this idea that you don't need like certain equipment to be able to do your training, you know. Because that used to be me, where I'd be like, oh, I can only do the squats in this rack. Oh, no. But I don't do that anymore. I came here to work. I'm going to work. I'm going to use the equipment that's available to me, get my shit in, and not complain. These might need to get raised up, but I'm not sure yet. I'm going to bring the camera over here while I put on my knee sleeves. Let's pan down. Woohoo! I also have music on right now, so I actually can't tell how I sound. Or I brought what I consider the wrong knee sleeves for today because these are my newer sleeves, so they're a little bit sturdier. And this is not heavy weight, but that's okay. You know, it's still gonna give me the support that I need. Which reminds me, I want to say something at the outset about the fact that these videos you're going to notice, yes, I am wearing knee sleeves. Yes, I am wearing my belt. And the reasons for that are manifold. Good song. The main one being basically that I'm old. And I find that my sleeves and my belt, and when I back squat, my wrist straps, ouch, they just help me get confidence under the bar. But I'm also of the mind that you should be able to use whatever it is you want to use to, you know, help you move the weight. I've said this before in some of my posts that I have on Instagram, which like the same people who will sit there and talk shit about you for using straps or knee sleeves have like zero, they don't care if somebody's using like trend. I think that's kind of a performance enhancement issue too, but yeah, I don't know, different strokes for different folks. So I'm not going to be using trend, but I do use my knee sleeves, my wrist straps, and other things when I'm training. One, because of my age, but also just because I find that it helps me move the weight easier. So today on the menu are pause squats at 150 pounds, super light, although when you're stressed, not so light. But for me right now, it actually feels pretty manageable for a couple of reasons. One, I'm running a template by Stronger by Science. I've run it before, but I'm running it again. These pause squats are normally supposed to be barbell back squats, but I decided instead to do them with the SSB. And I've been using lifting wedges, so squat wedges, so that I can get really deep. when I'm in the pause and in the hole. It's a hypertrophy template, so the whole idea is to try to build some muscle as well as I can at my age. And I feel like I got a little bit out of that when I ran this template the first time. So hoping to see more of that, but we'll see. But yeah, so today I think it's 150 for sets of 9, maybe 10. I have to check the program. I'm horrible at doing shit that's not on my program. There have been times where I've come in here and I've done 2 reps too many or 2 reps too few because I wasn't just like, check your program, okay? Or make sure you check with your coach if you have a coach, which I can talk about that again later. But yeah, I'm gonna go get an SSB and squat wedges and get the rest of my shit out, and we'll get ready to warm up. You'll notice as you begin to see my videos that these will appear in them. They are my hype crew. That's because I don't really have a hype crew. I pretty much always train by myself. I don't have a training partner. I have, people I know who also lift, but we've just never lifted together. And of course, I always have friends who be like, we should go to the gym. And then I never hear from them. So these are my ride or dies. So you're going to see them in a lot of my videos just because they're there. All right, so I don't do like a really intricate warm up, which maybe is good, maybe it's not bad. First thing I do for sure is just get my ass down so I can get my hips ready to go. So it just looks like this. I just realized these are not where I want them to be, so I'm going to move them over a little bit more. I've used this rack before, so it's not, foreign to me, but you still want to make sure your feet are set right, or I do. And I use this SSB, although the gym has a transformer bar, which is a great bar. I enjoy using it sometimes. Sometimes I think it's a little overrated, especially for the price. But this bar has always been tried and true for me. I've never used it for like Hatfield squats because I'm super asymmetrical and the shit does not stay on my shoulders. But yeah, I like this bar. And if I ever am lucky enough to be able to use my home gym equipment again, which I'll talk about eventually, I want to get an SSB, possibly the rep, just because the knurled handles, that's sexy. But this is a great bar. Although I do wish that the clips, or the sleeves, you could put regular clips on them more comfortably. Okay, so this is the next thing I'll do. I just realized that is one of the only things I don't like about this bar, is that sometimes you can easily unscrew the handles, but it's easy to just fix it. That's happened to me when I've done heavier sets with this bar. It's not like the end of the world, but it's a little annoying. Also, this bar weighs 65 pounds, which is more than the Transformer bar, but you can't tell the difference because the cushion is so nice. So yeah, we'll start with that, and we'll start putting on some weight. It is kind of difficult to remember that it's only, that this is 65, so then you have to do the math. I always start with just the bar, always. Never anything more than that. I just realized I forgot to put that other barbell away, so let me go do that really fast. Where the fuck is my other clip? Oh, I got these off of Amazon, those sponsorships. Nobody knows anything about me, but they're great. They're lockjaw, but they have these tiny little magnets in them, so you never lose them. You just stick them there, and they're like, oh, there's my clip. I always bring my own clips just because I'm used to doing it. Because I worked at or trained at gyms where all they had are those like shitty spring collars, and I'm not a fan of those. Let me put this bar away, and then we'll do this next set. This is the one I had. Put it up appropriately. Find the hole. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a set of 3 without my belt, which is not normally I something to do. This is like, I guess, 100. So let's see, 50 plus 65, 115 pounds, I think. I have no, like I mentioned earlier, I don't have any problem with using my belt if I have to. None. But in this case, we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, it's so good. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. I've actually taken 2 days rest. So, it's been very helpful because the last, sorry, I had a breath. The last training session I was here was garbage. It was only garbage though because 2 days prior to that, I had done some block pulls at 120 kilograms, which is like 264 pounds. Not an insane amount of weight, but the third set was a rep out for 12, and I got the 12. But holy shit, it taxed me. And I had squats before that. They were not great. It's just the fatigue had caught up with me and some life stress, but I'm kind of a little bit better on the life stress front. Not great, but a little bit. I can go into that another time. But I'm definitely glad I took those 2 days of rest because like I really did need to just give myself some time to refuel, recalibrate. And that's okay. You can't always go balls to the wall. Anybody who tells you otherwise, don't listen to them. All right, we're gonna go put the 35. See, you can use 35. I'm gonna go put the 35 on the other side of this bar. And there we go. Just being able to slap that on there like that. It's nice. It's nice. Like a cola with ice. All right. So I'm not going to film all of these warm-ups. I'm going to take a break here. I'm probably just going to film my work sets because nobody wants to see a bunch of warm-ups. But since I'm new at this whole like vlog thing and I wanted to test this microphone, but now we're going to take a break and keep working. But we'll be back after these messages. Here we go. So this is the first work set. There's 3 sets altogether. 2 sets of 9, and then 1 rep out, which I think the target might be 11, but I gotta double check by looking at the program. I'm not nervous, but you should always be respectful of any weight that you put on your back. So let's fucking do this. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so the first set is always absolute ass. I mean, at least it is for me. Woo. So it's not heavy. It's just a lot of reps, and the pauses, obviously, not fun. Still working on like making sure after I get out of the hole to keep my chest up. because like I know some people call them stripper squats or whatever when your butt comes up. I know a lot of people who squat that way and can move a hell of a lot of weight. They just have really strong backs. I don't think it's the most efficient way for me, so I'm trying to kind of cue myself out of it. But we'll see. And by the way, before any of you comment, yes, I know I'm not skinny. I never said I was. Middle-aged woman. Anyway, that felt good. So we'll rest, get the second win, which I'm not going to record, but I will record the rep out. Here, trying to get adequate rest before the rep out. And everything feels fine. It's moving. I'm not struggling. Like there's some days when I will come into the gym and make sure you can all see my fugly mug as appropriately as possible, because that's what it's all about, right? Is fugly. I mean, everybody's been there, right? The day we go into the gym and like even the bar feels heavy, and there's so many reasons why that might be. I have a little less stress in my life, but I'm actually still really, really fucking stressed. So like I just moved back to my hometown from another city where I was supposed to be working a job that I thought was going to be my path to like professional significance, and it was a nightmare. It was a real nightmare. I'm gonna try using the noise canceling on this to see if it helps or not. I don't know. Is it working? I guess we'll see, huh? Maybe it's working, maybe it's not. Maybe I'll just turn it off. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll just mess with it later. Anyway, I'm new to this whole idea. But, so I'm not exactly in a good place mentally. And I ended up applying for a job that I knew I was ridiculously overqualified for. But in my head, I was thinking, you've got to start making money. You've got to start making money, even though I still have a little bit of savings left over. And I jumped the gun. And when I started to get closer to actually starting the job, I realized I really don't want to do this. Like, not only do I know that it's work that I shouldn't be doing, in a sense, I'm not trying to talk like I'm too good for certain types of work. But, you know, when you spend a lot of time educating yourself and hoping to be poised for better things, I feel like you kind of have to stay in that mindset. And I don't know that there would have been any room for growth at this position in the immediate future. I mean, I would have been doing manual labor for, like, let me put it this way. For 6 hours at this job, that's how much money I made in 1 hour at my previous job. And in my head, I was thinking, I know I can do better than this. I have to keep looking. The job market right now is total trash. You know, that's the truth. Especially the white collar job market, which, you know, whatever the fuck that means. But, and I agree with people who say, well, that, you know, you're not getting that when you read the, I wish I could get this music out of here. I don't know how to do that. Maybe there's a way in some software so that I don't get dinged with copyright, which will probably happen. But anyway, so yeah, it's rough. But the one thing that I knew I was not going to be able to do with this job was I wasn't going to be able to train. It was a night position, and I knew it would have fucked with my sleep. And you can't train with any consistency or any productivity and not get your sleep right. Not only that, it would have cost me some time with my kid. So I quit, but I feel better about it. I just realized it wasn't for me. I don't know what is for me. Which is why I love the barbell and weight. She doesn't care. She doesn't care that I'm useless. She's just there. You pick her up, you put her down, you move her, you don't. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get this rep out done. I'm gonna take my time, but we're gonna get it done. I gotta double check the program. I think it's 11, but let me make sure. Okay, so this rep out set, everybody gets to get a fabulous look at my creepy ass face. My squat face is definitely not cute, but I don't know very many squat faces that are cute unless you're doing something really wrong. I say that, but I watched this video once of this Australian fit influencer. I don't know, she was an Instagram girl or whatever. Very cute, very fit, your traditional looking body. Like, let's be honest, nobody comes to the gym to look at people like me, and I'm okay with that. That's perfectly fine. But she actually did not make any faces when she squatted. It was crazy. Like, she was like perfectly still, blonde and perfect. It was impressive. That's not what's going to happen here. I am going to look like I might be, like my head is going to explode. If anything, I start to look kind of like an angry turnip. I think that's probably the best way I've described myself when I squat. I look like I'm, yeah, it's not pretty. But that's all right. I don't do this to be pretty. Okay? So I did look at the program, and the rep out target is 11. I think that's fairly manageable. But let's see if we can't get at least 12. Let's see what happens. Gotta get the right music. The remake of a song that I grew up listening to. Whenever that happens, I always feel old. Really, really old. Unless you see I do use a mouthpiece. I just feel like it kind of helps me. It's not a very expensive, I can't even talk. It's not an expensive, nice mouthpiece. But, you know, does the job. So, I'm going to put the song ready. And then we're going to get ready to squat. Alright, let's fucking get this. Easy peasy, lemon fucking squeezy. Well, it helps if I connect it to the right headphones, huh? They're not connected to the right headphones, haha! Fix that, and then we'll go. Now we're good. Let's go. Let's go. Got this. Oh, tired. You got this stuff. Come on. One more. Oh. Not my best showing. I've been getting these rep outs for like 15, but of course that was lighter weight, like 135 pounds. Plus, on like the 10th rep, I lost my footing. I thought I was gonna fall. I knew I wasn't, but it felt unsteady. So that was a lot of fun. Anyway, 12 is good. It's one rep above the rep out target. I'm happy with that. And now we get to bench, which is my least favorite lift. Notice that I'm doing one of the most important things that you could do at a gym, which is putting my own fucking weights back. If you don't rack your weights, you're basically gonna rot in hell. Well, I don't believe in hell, so I take that back. But something bad should happen to you. Okay, that's me. But seriously, just put your fucking weights back. It's not that hard. And clean your shit. But oh my goodness. So I'm not disappointed with that rep out, but I definitely I know they'll probably look at the video and I'll notice that like the last rep looked like I had more left in the tank, which usually happens. But it just felt a little, I was just like, 12 is fine. I'm good. I'll take what's there on the day. It was better than my last squat rep out, which we won't even talk about. But one thing I will also say is I am making these squats a little bit spicier than the template calls for. The template says pause squats. That's it. It doesn't say anything about elevated pause squats with an SSB, which I find to be a little bit more, I say spicy, but let's be honest, it sucks. And that's okay though, because that's what keeps it interesting. I don't find training boring in the sense that I can do the same things again and again. Squat, bench, deadlift, row, squat, bench, deadlift, row, press, blah, blah, blah. And it's still fun to me. So that's why it kind of weirds me when I hear people say like, well, I want a personal trainer, but I want them to keep it interesting. Like, the interesting part is that you're doing something that most people aren't doing. And you're taking care of yourself. That should be what's interesting. But, you know, we live in the age of the internet where everything has to be about your attention span. And so, okay, so yeah, squats are done. Now we're going to bench. I don't remember what else I have on this day. I'm hoping it's not OHP because, although I think I like OHP, but I'm still on the fence about whether or not I want to keep doing it with this template. I might replace it with like some other kind of shoulder exercise or something else for upper back. Stay tuned. Yeah, so you heard me say earlier that bench is not my favorite, and I hate to say that because I think bench is beautiful. There's nothing more interesting to watch than the beautiful bench press, a la Jen Thompson, Kaiko, and powerlifters. And I guess because I've watched so much powerlifting bench press, that means I am critical when I see people doing things like happy feet benching, where they're moving their feet the entire time when they're trying to press. I'm like, stay rooted, push the weight. Or people who say things like, you shouldn't arch, arch isn't stupid and cheating. It's not. Or people who, you know, only do touch and go, or I don't know. I say that, but as you're about to see, my bench is garbage. I'm not happy with it. It used to be better, but I kind of screwed up my shoulder running a program that was clearly geared towards younger lifters. It called for like 3 days of benching a week, which, oh my God, thinking about it now, I'm like, oh my God, I could squat 3 days a week. I wouldn't deadlift 3 days a week. Right now I'm deadlifting 2 days a week, and it's manageable. But with my shoulders, 3 days a week was just not happening. And rather than do the smart thing and change that early in the program, I tried to push through and I paid for it. So like I used to be able to bench press 135, which is, you know, not great weight, but for me at my age and whatever, I was proud of it. I used to be able to bench it for sets of 8. Now, I don't even know if I can hit 135 for a solid double. It's pathetic. One more. This is the rep out. 9 reps. Manageable. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Again, same issues, just being that the rack is all crooked. But that's okay. We're going to make this shit work. Needless to say, it feels like it's going to be a somewhat decent bench rep out. We'll see what happens. I could have just jinxed myself, but we'll find out. Easy as she goes. I like this song, so we'll stick with it. Big belly bench. Let's go. what are you gonna do, right? Not the best, not the worst. Hopefully it'll get better one day. All right, let's fucking go. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. So, I hate this weather. All right, so finished training, off to catch the fucking bus again. Do I have another booger? It's possible. I do get boogers after training. And some wind noise. All in all, today was a really good day. My squats moved well. I think bench felt okay. It wasn't cumbersome. Of course, it was light by most people's standards, but this is a hypertrophy block, or not block, template. So, it doesn't have to be super heavy. I think the reps looked okay. I apologize in advance for the fact, this is a neat little Star Wars card. What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm being stupid. So anyway, now I'm going to the library to pick up a book. I'm excited. It's a book about the relationship between truck drivers and serial killers. Don't ask me why I'm excited about that, but I am. Yeah, and then I have to go to the grocery store, which I'm not excited about, but it seems like I'm always at the fucking grocery store. That's what happens when you have a kid. Well, very quickly, I just want to kind of talk about why it is I'm going to maybe start doing this more regularly. I guess start having a YouTube channel. I want to encourage everybody, but especially women of a certain age. By that I mean like my age, aka over 40, to entertain the prospect of lifting heavy. This is not new. There are tons of fitness influencers, male and female, who are out there preaching the benefits of heavy lifting. But a lot of them are coming to you with, and they're not trying to sell you things, but they're personal trainers, or they're former athletes, any of that stuff. I am neither of those. I'm not an athlete. I'm not a trainer. I'm just a regular person. Very, very unimpressive regular person. But I'm a person who loves to train and has found that lifting provides me with something that nothing else in my life has ever come close to providing me with. Not reading, not writing, not sex, not running, which I used to do in my 20s. Don't miss it. Although I'm not against people doing cardio. I think it's great. So yeah, that's sort of going to be the purpose of this. So if that interests you, or if you're, bored and you feel like trolling a fat old middle-aged lady for being weak, by all means do so. Maybe that'll pump up viewership for the videos. Otherwise, here I am at a nasty, hot as fuck bus station, waiting to go to the library. What the hell is that? Looks like a piece of chicken. And then after that, we'll go to the grocery store. So yeah, that's that. There's nothing else for me to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to be filming all of my workouts. I might just kind of pick ones that I enjoy. I'm definitely going to film a deadlift workout. I'm excited because I think I have block pulls at 275 pounds, which is a nice amount of weight. I think that might be for sets of 6 or 7. I'm not sure, but I love deadlifts, even block pulls. So that'll be probably the next time that I will be recording. That'll be on Tuesday. All right. So anyway, thank you for joining me at the gym. And I need like a clever outro or intro with time. Okay, so I lied. I claimed that the bus stop post was going to be my last post, or my last little whatever. I will learn the lingo as I get more into this. So I got my books in the library, but because the public transportation here sucks ass, I have to wait like another 30, probably more like 40, because the buses are never on time, minutes until I catch my next bus. But for a minute I had this thought, I was like, I should go get a beer and chill. That's, whatever. And I thought about it. I'm actually not drinking as much as I used to in like my 30s and 20s just because it doesn't feel good anymore. And it actually does screw with my lifting, which, as you can now assess, is really important to me. So I'm not interested. So I'm proud of myself. Instead of going to go get a beer, I got this refreshing lemonade. And it's actually really quite good. Really good. I gotta learn to not to cuss so much. Hard for me. Anyway, something to share. Tiny victories. Proud of myself. Instead of saying, oh, I need a beer, I worked hard. I don't need a beer. This lemonade will be just fine. So now I have to wait a million years for the bus, and then I can go get my son his snacks, and then wait another million years, and then I'll finally get to go home.